Welcome anyway.
Yeah, welcome anyway. So I skipped last week because it was like a total mess here. Has not changed much. It's still a total mess here. So let me switch to my cam.
Yeah.
Where am I here?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm transparent again, sort of.
No, it's on Zoom. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So my colleague Max made a badge. This one. Which you cannot see.
Oh, green screen.
What am I doing? Okay, I have this one. So switch to desk cam here. Hey, Alberto. So this is the badge. And the badge has like 3 batteries on the end, and there's like a QR code and some pick pen, and it has like RX TX in here. It's not labeled, and if you turn it on,
oh, it's a nice little ninja with some glowy eyes.
Yeah.
There's some more LEDs, some more buttons there.
Yeah. And if you
and it's an ESP8266, I think.
Yeah, ESP8266. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 challenges. And you have an A and a B key. So if you press A, it's like a little hard to see. But now the bottom is blue. And now, yeah, you can see it a little bit. So if I press both buttons, it will select a game. So this is the first game, which does something, but I don't know what. This is the second one, and this is like a maze. So let me unplug this. So the yellow ones are like the corners, and you are in a building where the red diodes are walls, and the green one is actually the one where you can go to. So I can only go down. So by pressing both the buttons, I go down. Oh, my battery is running out. Oh, I pressed the reset button as well. So now I go down, and now you see like the top one is off. So that was the place that I was coming from, and the green one is on. So go down again, and now I can go either down or go left. So let's go down again. And now I bumped into like an electric fence of some kind, so I'm stopped. And on the UART you will see this as well. Let me get another game that's in here. That's this one.
So.
And this will have like a ball that is scrolling from left to right. And when it's exactly in the bottom, then you have to press both the keys. So. Do it again. Oh, now it's wrong.
You missed.
I missed. But the idea behind this is that these challenges are so complicated that you have to solder to the badge. So you actually have to trigger the pins by using like either an FTDI or Raspberry Pi, M5 stack or whatever. So you have to put 3.3 volts on the bottom pin out of the ESP32 and create your own Python code.
So you basically have to make your own cheat device for this.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So there's like for the starters, if you have no technical knowledge at all, it will just boot and it will be a Christmas ornament.
Cool.
So you can connect to it using your telephone and alter the colors using a color circle of some kind. But you can also connect it, I think, to Alexa or Google Home to integrate it with your lighting of your home automation. And there's like simple games that you can do without any soldering. There's like stuff where you need to code for it, and there's stuff that you need to solder for it. And you can win a shitty add-on that has challenges on it themselves. And the only thing that I was involved in is like soldering the battery packs to the end. So I haven't done anything on this batch. So I'm like busy on it for 2 days already, solving challenges, and like upstairs it's already brute forcing like some secret vault code. And it will take approximately 2 days in total. So we're having fun. So that's like what I was busy on.
So wow, you jumped right into it. So is this something other mortals can get, or is this exclusive to your company? Or
no, it's like what we have is like most of my colleagues work at a customer, so the only way we are able to see each other is during events, and there's like larger events like for the entire company where everyone is able to meet each other and drink a beer and sing some karaoke, but there's also like a smaller gathering that's usually in the Ardennes, where all the geeks go out, and that's usually hardcore. So there will be like 5 days of CTF.
wow!
So
lots of caffeine, little sleep.
Absolutely, and maybe
classic hacker parties.
Classic hacker parties. This is like it could be like a ETH zero kind of style party. So that's cool. But yeah, due to Corona, it was not able to continue, and this is what he made for the challenge together with some other colleagues that
Cool.
did the software. So that's really, really cool. So we're playing it at our houses instead of in the Ardennes, but yeah, cool anyway. So that's like one thing that I got.
Is it something where the source code will be released at some point? So
Yeah, I
we can make our own or
expect
something?
to have like the stuff end up on GitHub, so people are
Cool.
able to play it afterwards.
Yeah,
So
I
this was
like it. It's nice and clean, and
Yeah.
a little bit classic design, being
Yeah.
just round, the basic round shape.
but like for a first batch, it's like epic.
Is this his first?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot of work.
yeah. Oh, and you see a Raspberry Pi. I think you will see multiple, as Sebas has one and I have one. You want to start on it, Sebas?
No, I was still wondering looking at that badge. I was
Oh,
just
okay, yeah, okay. Let's
talking
go.
more about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice piece of work.
Yeah.
And it's all done nice and properly. Yeah, the person who made this also has plenty of experience designing boards.
Yeah.
I mean, the if you can see it, the LEDs have a little bit trickery with the copper layer around it to make it a little bit more pretty.
Yeah.
And that's where you can see the real artist coming through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dig it. Cool design.
And it's over the air, so it's that they're able to update it with a newer version, other challenges like similar to the Hacker Hotel. But he's like a real fan of the batch team badges. So next batch will have like batch team MicroPython kind of style.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot already.
Yeah, that's a job well done. And was one issue. The time that these were ordered was for like I think April. So in March or February these were ordered, and there was something at China at that moment. So there were no people in the factory, so they could hand out.
What was wrong in China? one would ask.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And so he was able to obtain the circuit boards and the template. The metal
Stencil.
Yeah.
The stencil, yeah.
So he was able to get the stencil and the badges, but not with the stuff soldered. So he got
so they got all the parts, but they couldn't get it assembled at that time.
Actually, they did not even got the parts. So they just got the PCB, had to source their own parts as well, and then get acquainted with preheat ovens and reflow and all the other stuff, and made
nice.
60 or 70 of these badges.
Yeah, it looks nicely done. Around the ESP, it looks a little.
Yeah, that's my fault because I was
you messed with it. Yeah, I saw some pictures of you adding wires to it.
No, it was really clean. So this is all my fault.
Yeah. So for those interested in, hey, how do you go from soldering something by hand to production scale stuff? What you need is a stencil. That's a piece of metal with some holes in it, and you put it over the bare PCB, and you scrape solder paste on that layer, and then you place your components, and then the board goes through an oven, and lo and behold, it is all soldered.
Yeah.
So at some point we should do a little stream on I think on paste application and having fun with that.
That is absolutely a cool idea to do so. I tried to. What?
I think your camera died.
Yeah, that's if you ever want to get a camera for streaming, never get a GoPro. So that's my 50 cents. Especially an older one, as there's no support, and you need to do all crazy stuff with USB sticks.
I just use an old iPhone I had lying around.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, you might be able to get the guys that make the Stream Deck. They have an app for doing streaming of your iPhone directly to OBS. So,
yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
This picture.
Yeah. Very sharp. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, it's there's plenty of apps for any smartphone
that's true.
type, any brand. So just if you haven't gotten a webcam yet for your remote conference stuff, just get your old phone, and it will be better than most webcams.
Yeah, and especially get some. If you are doing streaming, do not only stream whatever you want to stream, but also stream yourself. That's for the people watching. It's really cool to be able to see. The people themselves.
So, that's the. What are you doing?
I try.
Yeah, you're just showing off that you got a nice little TTGO watch.
Oh no, actually I was not. But this is the back of the Raspberry Pi.
The Pi 400.
This is the 400, and the 400 has a rectangular board, but a really long board. So there's a connector for a Kensington lock, a USB, a gigabit Ethernet, USB 2 and 2 USB 3s, USB-C for power, 2 micro HDMI, an SD card slot, and this is your GPIO extension of the board.
Yeah, it's the one gripe I have with the Pi 400, and for everything else I love it. Why on earth are they doing the micro HDMI stuff? It's ridiculous. It should just be a regular HDMI. It's another one of those things where, come on, you're not Apple. You don't have to get people to buy a dongle for everything.
Yeah.
So it should just be HDMI, and there is actual
place
room
enough.
There.
Yeah.
They could just make it work.
Yeah.
There is probably a good reason for it that they did micro HDMI.
Yeah.
Micro HDMI is ABS.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But yes, the Pi 400 is a great little device. It's fast and
cool.
Yeah.
So that was my issue with the Raspberry Pi 4, that you really need to have an enclosure, metal enclosure, to keep it really cool, as it easily goes to 80-85 degrees Celsius.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I like it just even for the form factor. I do plenty of projects with Raspberry Pis and other stuff, and it's always a hassle. Get a keyboard from somewhere and get some wires, and then it's not in a case, so it's shorting out somewhere on the table and being worried. And now it's just I can just plug in my project and done.
Yeah.
So which is exactly what I'm. So I'll try and get my second camera on that and show you.
Clean.
So what I got.
To yours.
I'll click to. So here is my Pi 400, and yes, there's the BS dongle that should not be there.
So you have like a fan out for it?
I got one of those. I think it's a Pi cobbler.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you used to have for connecting a breadboard.
Okay, cool.
But the main thing I got that board was so I can just say, hey, I don't want to do this project anymore. I can just pull it out.
Yeah, smart.
And still have everything in the right order.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great little gizmo. I love
it.
And
can you show the mouse?
Oh, the mouse. Yeah. Let me switch back to the.
So the really sexy mouse. The red.
It's not. It's a nice color. It's not the greatest mouse you'll ever have, of course. Yeah. It has a nice short wire to it, so it's not.
It's a little bit too wide on the bottom, to my feeling.
For me, it's fine. But,
okay.
But the keyboard even is not half bad. It feels good for. Just messing about. A few nights ago, I just tried. What can I just have my regular night of doing a bit of chatting on IRC, a bit of programming, a bit of YouTube watching simultaneously on the 4K display, and I just got it working 4K 60 hertz, no issue. So cool. It's surprisingly powerful for a technically €100 computer.
Yeah, and it's like 200 megahertz faster than the Raspberry Pi 4. So it's passively cooled, and it is faster. So they really did well. But I think there's also a Raspberry Pi 4B that is similar to the Raspberry Pi 400, if I recall.
I don't know if they've updated the regular Pi 4 already.
Oh, I thought I saw something.
May have seen it. I haven't looked much at it. So it's similarly. I got a PiTop laptop a couple of years back, which is kind of similar, but the keyboard was awfully cheap. Got stuck a lot. Yeah. Oh, and Elboro is giving the tip: if you have a Pi 4, just get it on the latest firmware, and it will still be warm, but less.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah. So what they do is if it overheats, they will scale it back in performance. So there's like similar to what Apple is doing with the iPhone. If your battery is wearing out, you get less performance.
And well, basically every processor ever made for the past 10 years will throttle down if it's overheating. So it's standard procedure. So.
Yeah, true.
Heard there's a problem with running 4K display and Wi-Fi at the same time. I haven't had any issues with that. And I ran. So, what kind of problems are you referring to, Arun?
Yeah,
I have no idea. So, enlighten me so I can pay attention to it. But it's a great little kit. I even got the one with the mouse and power supply, the book.
Yeah, and the book. Yeah, nice.
And the book is it was. Too simple for me, of course, but it's
a good starter.
It's surprisingly well done.
Yeah,
it shows just a little bit of everything. So it goes from here's how you install the OS, and here's how you start a program. Here's how you install a program on Linux, and here is how you toggle a GPIO from the command line, and here's one from Python, and here's one from Scratch or their own dialect of Scratch. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but it's very complete.
Yeah.
The one thing they could have done is also include that special sensor board, the Sense Hat, I think it's called, with the LED matrix on it. Because they're referring to a lot of examples in the book.
Yeah, I have some more interaction with physical hardware since that's like the benefit of having a Raspberry Pi over another board.
Oh, here's an article from Hackaday.
Okay.
Raspberry Pi 4 HDMI. Yeah, but this is a Pi 400, so it might be different. But I haven't had any issues.
No, me neither. The only thing was that I was running into relatively slow compared to my iPhone Wi-Fi, but it turned out that switching from HT40 to HT20 will boost performance.
I have no idea what that means.
No, there's like settings in the Wi-Fi for the bandwidth of the of the Wi-Fi. Someone put that like on Twitter recently.
Cool.
But I was like comparing the iPhone, and the iPhone uses another trick to get more performance by having more antennas inside the device. Channel width, yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and I got myself this board that I was telling about.
You need to switch cameras.
Oh, yeah. So that's... Let me get this one. There's
a tiny little board there.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's a board that I got from Tindy that's doing hardware acceleration on... encryption tasks. So it uses I2C. So you click it over like the first 5 pins, and it will accelerate cryptographic function. So you need to clone a Git repository to make that work. I at first put in the header off by 1 pin, and as there's like VCC and ground on that pin, there was like not a good idea. And Raspberry Pi warns for really looking good at your GPIOs as they are not protected and directly connected to the BCM. So I thought I might have killed it, so I used I2C, and it's gone again. I2C detect-I1, I think is the command that will like give an overview of all the I2C devices on your bus and see if they listen to it. It's like the I2C scanner is like a sketch that you have for the Arduino to see what's on your bus, and that did not show up. So I thought it was that. So I had some contact with the people, and was not the case. I just needed to download the software, and today I discovered that this Raspberry Pi is so new that the repository does not have the latest software to address the GPIOs from the bash shell. So if you do it from Python, it works just fine. But if you try to do the GPIO commands themselves, like setting stuff to output and sending 1 or sending a 0, that does not work. And that does work on like Raspberry Pi 1, 2, 3, but not on 4 and 400. So bear in mind, if you're doing GPIO stuff, either go for Raspberry Pi or Google for solutions. There's like some stuff that you can download to update it. So,
yeah, that's always the case with new Pis anyway. That stuff isn't as compatible between generations as they would like, and stuff needs an update.
Yeah. So that was just something that I run into. Then there's the Lily Go. So I saw this dropping by, and actually it really looks like...
that looks like an Apple product.
That looks like an Apple product. It does not have like the neat features so that I can use my bands on it. So it's a little... so can I turn this on? No, I cannot.
Do they use the same band system?
No, they unfortunately
it looks very
similar. But you miss like the thing where you click it in.
Let me get for those looking at playing along at home, this watch, the T-Watch 2, I think it's called, from LilyGo, is an ESP32 powered smartwatch.
Yeah.
With smart in quotes because it's as smart as you can make it.
Yeah.
Because you need to write your own firmware for it, which is beneficial because you control your firmware. It's interesting to see an ESP32 in that role because it's not really designed to be a low power processor. It can be, but it's not really by default. Oh, there's a little battery in there.
Yeah.
That's a surprisingly compact design.
Yeah, it is.
I have the older version lying around, and it's I think it's at least twice as high and 1.5 times as big.
Let me see if I have not figured out how to open it.
Have you powered it on already?
No. Batteries are run out.
Okay.
So. Yeah, here it is. So there's like a piece on the side.
That's micro USB, I think.
A micro USB, yeah. And actually the resolution.
Oh.
So.
That is sexy.
Yeah, they did well. So turn it on, and it is touch. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's just cute.
So I have one similar from M5 stack, but those are just the normal boxes with a band on it, so that they look more chunky than this.
Yeah.
And
you could pass this off as any cheap smartwatch.
Yeah, and especially I'm making like malicious devices for red teams. Could be like a cool thing that we might use for a red team. So
yeah, it looks surprisingly well made.
Yeah. So
what kind of sensors are in there? Well, let's have a look. I'll do the Google while you do the talking. TT Go,
I
watch.
Show you
2020. I'll look it up. Oh, there's a whole information label.
So
they are going for the same style of presenting like the M5 people are doing.
Yeah. They so
that's not a bad thing. I really enjoy how it's 26 euros.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I paid even 19 of so.
Okay, so you get an ESP32, of course, with 16 megabytes of flash, 8 megabytes of pseudo-static RAM. So this is powerful.
Hey, Rolf.
There's a 3-degree IMU sensor in there, a BMA 423. There's an RTC chip in there, a PCF 8563. There's a 240 by 240 LCD in there with a capacitive touch, a 380 milliamps LiPo, a power management chip with a charger, a power on, power off button,
infrared,
vibrator, a speaker and an amplifier, an IR transmitter indeed. So yeah, I dig it for this kind of money.
I was not expecting it to look so good, and it actually feels like robust. So
yeah, I might actually just do a bit of clicking here on a certain shop in Eindhoven, which I will not mention.
Yeah, it might still be a Friday somewhere.
Well, I will not shop any more ESP32s until I've received the proper package. Because, I got boned today.
So let me show your face and see.
So the thing Gilles and I were planning to do today was play with the M5 Stack M5PAPER.
Yeah,
which is a new gadget from M5 Stack, which is an ESP32 and a beautiful e-ink display. And I really like e-ink displays, and I like them fast. And this one promises to be very fast. I think Gilles has already gotten his.
Yeah.
Yeah, here he's grabbing one now.
I'm sorry.
Just to annoy me even further. So on Friday, I ordered 2 of them from a shop I will not mention them. And they said, "Oh, we have them in stock, and we'll ship them out to you."
And they are really quick.
And they are fast. So they shipped them out the same night, and I received the package today, thinking, "Hey, this feels a little heavy. What are they doing? Did they put in a catalog or something in the box? What happened?" No, instead, there were. I now have, and it's a first in my life, I now have 2 really big fans. Yes.
Can you show the fans instead, is what Noor is asking.
They are downstairs, and I am not going to grab them. No, I need to keep them in the box and keep them nice and clean.
Yeah.
Because I need to ship them back. Because I want my M5 papers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a first for me that a web shop shipped the wrong item. And
Yeah.
I have, yeah, crazy. So yeah, that was interesting. But I still have other e-ink projects anyway, so
Yeah.
it'll probably be solved soonish, and then we can have a look at it next week.
Yeah.
So, but there it is. Oh, can you put it on the big screen?
Yeah, I will. So maybe go for the microscope to zoom in on the sensor that are on the board. So microscope.
Yeah, I'll grab the wiki and also do some.
So there's 3 Grove connectors that are generic, but like usually I2C, GPIO, and serial. USB connector. There's a CP 2104. That's like the FTDI, but like different vendor. There's a micro SD card slot on there.
I'll look it up what it is. Give me a second.
Yeah.
If I can find it. So, are they documenting that? Oh, that's interesting. They are not really making it clear what it is. I can't even find it. So, but there is there's a lot of stuff on there.
And the FM is an EEPROM, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a standard EEPROM. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Does it have like FM connection on it?
No, I think that's there to configure the settings for the ePaper controller.
Ah, okay.
So if you move up a little bit further, yeah, the other way,
okay.
In the gray, there's TPS. That's the 65185. I think that's the, if I remember correctly, that's the e-ink controller, or it's the touch controller. I'm not entirely sure because, oh no, the display is something else. So what is that then? Let's see. Let's get the schematic going. I have the schematic here. Yeah, let's look at the schematic because that tells truth.
Yeah. Can you share that on?
Yeah, I'll just paste the link because won't ever be anything useful on over Zoom and then to Twitch. That will just be horrible. So what they did was they have the ESP32 and they added flash ROM and an EEPROM and a RAM chip for that. So you have plenty of options for software for MicroPython as well. There's an SHT30, which is a temperature and humidity sensor. There's an EEPROM, a 2402. That's a tiny EEPROM that's probably there for the e-ink controller, not sure. There's on the second page, there is the e-ink controller, which is the IT8951E-64. And I am so going to steal this part of the schematic for something I am building. There's a bunch of power regulators on there because e-ink takes a lot of different voltages to work. There's a little 12 megahertz oscillator on there, USB-C. Somewhere there's also supposed to be a touch controller. Let's see, that's probably No, I haven't found it yet. Oh yeah, that's the TPS 65 185. I think that's the no. That's a voltage regulator.
Yeah.
That's for the e-ink driver.
1.8 3.3.
Yeah. So let's look at the page. I'm now on. What page is this?
4?
I lost my. I'm a little bit further probably. Let's see. Oh, I'm on page 6 already. There's more power regulators. There's a lot of stuff on this board. It's incredible. There's an RTC chip on there, so you get an accurate clock, which is good.
Is that the PCF
8563? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's great because the ESP32 is pretty good at a lot of stuff, but not really good at keeping accurate time.
Okay.
So
that I didn't know.
And the second advantage is this can just keep running. It doesn't consume any power. You can just put your ESP32 in really deep sleep mode and still have an accurate clock.
Okay.
So that's nice of them. There is an SD card slot. Let's see what else is on there. That's the USB serial on the last page. I kind of lost the touch controller. I don't know where they left that. It's somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm probably just glossing over it too quickly.
What's the thing with the Zener diode and the bridges?
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's an ESD protection for the USB connector.
Oh, okay.
So and that's something actually every device should have, and it's very often left out just to save a few cents. But this will save either your computer or your device from 5,000 volt zaps.
So
on the data lines mainly.
Yeah, that's like the stuff with the USB killer.
Well, more like electrostatic shocks.
Okay, yeah.
And you can see there's more of those on the growth.
Oh yeah,
on the same page.
Yeah.
So they really did well. They did a very proper design in trying to make this something that doesn't die every time you plug something in.
Yeah.
So well, that's really well done.
Yeah.
So Arun is also linking to the precursor from Bunny. But that's something we can talk about in a little bit. That's a really cool device too.
What's that?
Oh, you've already opened it. So the precursor is cool because Bunny is really cool. The precursor is an open hardware RISC-V system on a chip kit, looking a little bit like a smartphone, but it's basically two FPGAs hooked together, one to run your processor, one to do the I/O. And it's meant to be an extremely secure device. So you're the owner and it can't be owned. That's a security by design thingamajig. It's a really cool Kickstarter. It's an expensive device, but if you're into really secure hardware and the whole mindset of designing a properly secure device, this is something you should at least look at. Even just the story behind it and the design considerations. It's incredibly cool. Yeah, it's not something I am getting because
$512.
Yeah, for yeah, includes a debug interface, but no USB Type-C cable or charger. Oh, it's okay, that's fine. And the limited edition is $768. Yeah. I like your price points, but that's just marketing prices, going for the geeky numbers like 512, 768, that sort of stuff. That's just
I didn't even notice.
So yeah, you're in this for the money, and you're making us feel good by going for beautiful numbers.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I mean, it still has to be proven and everything, but it's interesting. So, but your M5 paper, have you powered it on already?
Yeah, not now, but I did power it on when I received it. And my idea was like to flash it, but instead of doing so immediately, I thought let's wait for a Saturday.
Yeah, I was hoping to join you in on playing with it, but
So this is.
I'll have to wait for mine.
So now it's booted already.
Nice, and that's like a proper menu, like one of those old PDAs. From back in the day.
So like this.
And you switch cameras, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Ooh.
So this is like the.
Nice.
The LAN, I already configured one. There's a game of life.
Of course there is.
Yeah, but I this is not really making me happy how this looks. So either to select like larger dots or.
Yeah, this the thing they did, what I don't like about it, they made it too small, so it takes forever to update.
Yeah.
It just makes it slower. Pop goes the camera.
No, it's gone. Like it overheats somehow, and then it turns itself off.
Yeah, and they set it's a preset pattern to make it look good. I mean, this is a really standard glider gun thingamajig, probably.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, but it doesn't really do it for me either.
No, especially when you're used to the live that you see, like in the batch team firmware that really sets the expectations high.
Oh, the Game of Life from the SHA batch, you mean?
Yeah, for instance, yeah.
Oh wow, that's and it's not even that great. It's a fixed version of the one I stole from online somewhere.
Okay.
Because I can't program even if my life depended on it. So I just stole someone else's code, and then it turned out to be not quite Game of Life, so a friend of mine fixed it. But that was basically just a tech demo to stress test the display and to just show off what you can do with Python and the e-ink display.
What's Mr. Game of Life's life name again?
GOL or Game of Life. It's
yeah.
Conway.
Conway.
The author. That's what you meant.
Sorry, Conway. There's like a really cool website on Game of Life.
So many Game of Life websites out there.
Sorry.
It's even behind me. I mean, I can just run it. Oh, people are already starting fireworks. So let's switch my Game of Life on.
Yeah, let's switch to yours. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, there's some glitches in there and some stuck pixels, but it's because you should never be able to see a single dot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bugs in there, but it's surprisingly soothing from time to time.
Yeah.
And now it gets a little bit stressy because it's very full. It's resetting. But there's plenty of patterns that...
and it stops whenever it's in idle mode.
No, I just switched it off.
You killed it, okay.
Yeah, I got it on one of the Strat-free remotes, and I just switched off the power.
Cool. Like, I meant this one, and this has like an entire website. So this is like the normal glider. So if I stop, can I somehow add some start? Oh, that doesn't work. Where is it again? But there was one that has like it's Conway's Life. That's the one. Yeah. So this also has like a lot of explanation about the different models and what people created out of it. Like I think it's the wiki.
Yeah, and to think this originated in the 70s with people just playing this out on paper.
Yeah.
And then it became a staple programming exercise, a symbol of the hacker community, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I first learned from it in the Kijk, and I think that was like in the 80s somewhere, beginning of the 80s, and I thought this is like really, really epic. And I was like working on making my DOS computer have like its own personality. So I also walked into like the biorhythm. Where you have like the three sinus curves.
Yeah, that's a classic. That came with, I think it came with every ZX Spectrum back in the day.
Yeah. That's how I run into it. And I thought, well, this if I use like the BIOS date of the computer, that will be like the birth date of the computer at that time, and create like its mood out of the BIOS date. But that will be like static for the entire day. So how can I make it like more random, but like sort of random? So I introduced live into this entire calculation for making it change over time. So it became moody, did not execute my commands, and
oh, goodness me. So that's it's amazing to think that computers back in the day came with such simple, relatively simple demo programs just to show stuff off.
Yeah.
And then got you into, okay, let's mess with this.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the Pi 400 kit. It also comes with okay, let's mess with this book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like really sorry.
Oh.
Really easy for schools to get computers on board and have the kids work with it, and just by having an image of your own environment, and you can simply refresh it again. So if someone kills it, you can like have the different sets of micro SD cards.
Yeah, even simpler when you with the Pi 400, because it's now in a nice case. You can just have give each student its own SD card.
Yeah.
And and have a basic flashing station somewhere in the school to wipe your SD card clean and start from scratch if you want to.
Yeah, so smart. Yeah, and you could also since the as introducing on the Raspberry Pi 3, they can boot not only via SD card but also using Pixie. So if you have like a Pixie server, you could
do the network booting.
Do the network booting and have like a set environment for people to work on. I had a colleague of mine come over, and we looked at the stack of Raspberry Pis that I had dormant here. So there was like a lot of Raspberry Pi 1, so Raspberry Pi 2, Raspberry Pi 3 and Raspberry Pi 4 for doing Kubernetes. However, when you do Kubernetes on older Raspberry Pis, at least the version that we used worked out of the box for a 3 and a 4, and was giving like all kind of panics on the other one, since did not support the ARM 64 but only ARM HF, and
at some point even Raspberry Pis just need to go.
Yeah, well, I think you can still use them, as I'm now using one to brute force a CTF challenge. So they will always have like their purpose. But like if you want to create your own clustering environment, get at least a 3 for working on it, and not one of the older ones. Just replace those. And I'm getting my Turing Pi hopefully next week or the week thereafter. At least they're shipping it.
Okay.
Are there more applets on the device? Oh, yeah, I will show you in a minute. And I ordered Raspberry Pi 3Bs for that, 7. So we're able to play with that during one of the streams later. Are there any other apps for it? Let's see.
And to answer that question, also it's all capable of running MicroPython. So yes, you can play with plenty of stuff for it. This is just demo apps, and I don't think they've completely haven't gotten the ecosystem up and running to program it like the standard UI flow they're doing, or they were planning on doing something different. I've not seen it being done already. At least I couldn't find it. There's table lamps, ceiling lights. Oh, you got like the. Is this a demo or is this
this is a demo? So
just for the UI flow stuff. Running Android or Linux on it would be amazing on the on this M5 paper. Yeah, but that's impossible. It's an ESP32, and ESP32s are great chips, but they have their limits. What you could, in theory, do is pull out the ESP32 and hook something more powerful up to that point to fill up the e-ink controller from there, because it's a separate e-ink controller, which makes your life a lot easier. That's why I'm stealing it for my designs. But at some point you have to ask yourself, okay, what do we want to do? But on the other hand, it's an ESP32, which means it has Wi-Fi. Just have it connect to something remote and just serve the pictures over Wi-Fi. It's I think you should be able to do a little bit like a wireless desktop streaming to this device. Should be doable, right? Camera switchboard.
Yeah. Yeah, I was secretly. Oh, yeah, it's a smaller one. Yeah, yeah. Now I see. Oh, sorry. Let's switch to.
Yeah, Yillis was switching to the M5 Stack UI flow thingy, which is their programming environment, a bit like Scratch, the like Lego block style programming. But they are currently only supporting the M5 Ink, not the M5 Paper, which is their smaller 1.5 inch display, which I'm also have not been able to get because they're sold out.
That looks really cool and rugged as well. Like you can wear it around your neck, like being a badge kind of type thing.
Yeah, and it's another one of those interesting little devices.
Yeah.
Open source e-paper reader. There's plenty of open source e-reader devices out there with several different processors. I've looked at a bunch of them. There is the main thing with e-ink is that there's two different types of e-ink displays. One with an SPI interface, serial interface, and one and types with a parallel interface. And the SPI interfaces are very easy to connect to anything and just put a picture up there. The disadvantage is that they're slow. It takes seconds or tens of seconds to refresh an image, especially on the larger displays. The parallel displays are really hard to control. You have to do a lot of stuff yourself in terms of voltages and sequencing and everything. But they're relatively fast, like you're seeing on this M5 paper. So, yeah. The open book feather is really, really basic. That's using one of those SPI displays, so it's slow.
So this
there is already something.
Yeah, so there's some stuff. So I thought, well, before flashing it with other stuff, let's. So is it already? I can burn it. What's the COM port? COM9. Burn.
Yeah, I was triggered by their example of the Microsoft To Do, because getting something that's connected to my work calendar or something like that, and that's basically the same API, is something I'm really interested in, because my schedule regularly changes, and it's nice to see, hey, you've got these meetings coming up or these classes coming up. And that I like a lot.
So this is
cool.
Yeah. So they already have like standard stuff. So let's burn this one. You already? Oh, have you seen this one, the To Do one?
Not yet. I've seen it on Twitter, but
okay.
I'm curious. You'd like to connect it to Home Assistant, says Joel. Yes. that too. Have it like a nice little remote in your house to switch on your lights. That sort of stuff is cool. There is plenty of stuff. Yes, Arun, doing assembly on an 90 C51. I remember similar stuff, yeah.
There's a switch up, down.
Oh, a little jog dial.
Jog dial, yeah. So, English.
Yeah. Back. I like their user interface style and formatting and fonts and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you created your own M5 stack Wi-Fi thingy?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. That's clever.
So, does this work? Probably not. No. So yeah, for e-paper, I've never seen this work so fast. It's like we had the Sony PRST1, and it took forever to switch from pages.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted with people asking. There were some arrests in The Hague, and asking if it was me that caused the arrest, because I called the police for sound and a party across the street here. Even at some point, I am done with people, their crap. But it was not me causing this specific arrest. I don't think anyone got arrested across the street here. But yeah, these that's what I'm. So yes, the old Sony e-readers were slow, but that was also because of the processor being slow. If you get a modern day Kindle or what do you call it? Oh, that leading brand, Kobe.
Yeah,
Kobo. That's the brand. That's a lot faster. But the M5 has a distinct advantage. It's doing partial updates. So it's not refreshing the entire screen, which does take a few seconds, but it only refreshes the area which it needs to make it a lot faster. And there's probably somewhere in the software a counter that's thinking, hey, I've done several partial refreshes. That will mean my display will be a little bit more ugly. Let's do a full refresh now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you need to authenticate it to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So you authenticate it, and then it will connect to it. I didn't even knew how this did this work before today.
I am so getting into this. This is fun. I would really love to have a calendar connected to my Microsoft Teams and just see, hey, these classes are coming up, or hey, this is happening in your day. Have a little dashboard into stuff and not have it clutter up my regular desk. And then at night, just switch it to another app and control my lights or whatever.
Yeah, and the cool thing is there's a grove on the bottom and two on the sides, so you can actually add some other stuff to it as well. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, cool.
Add a snuffler to it.
Well, I don't recommend doing that, because having a display on it will cause you to be very close to the device when you want to look at your statistics.
Yeah.
And then you're breathing on your CO2 sensor.
Yeah, true. And about that.
Are we making a bridge here? Yeah, but I was even attempting to do the bridge earlier when we were talking about schools and Raspberry Pis and everything. It's a little project I'm working on with a friend. I'll grab one. Give me a second. Let's get this one. So, get my ear warmers back on. So what I've got here is a tiny little CO2 sensor board The project is called Open Ramen, which is a Dutch poorly spelled open windows. Open ramen would be the proper spelling, but open ramen. So open windows. And it's a CO2 sensor in an ESP32 board at the bottom with a display on it. And that's just it. You can just you plug in power, and you have a CO2 sensor you can just stick on your wall or somewhere and have it measure the current CO2 level. It just displays it, and it gives an indicator if you're in the green zone, the air is safe enough. Yellow, hey, you need to be cautious, maybe already open up a window. Or red, hey, open several windows or leave, kind of stuff.
And that's via the display itself, or is there like a NeoPixel on it?
No, just a display, because it's Oh, wait, I have another camera for that. Let me just switch cameras and move this, that. I might even just get a power cable. Give me a second.
Cool. I don't know who authenticated.
It's more fun when it's actually working. Let's see. Need that, don't need that. Just a second. Okay.
Someone authenticated his calendar to my device using the QR code.
That's okay. Living on the edge, my friends. Living on the edge. Okay,
let me help you by. I don't know who did that. Oh, okay. Let me burn it for you, so it's gone.
Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So here it is. I'll plug in the USB. So here we go. And it has a nice little boot screen, because this is the TTGO-T display board.
That's how I knew them.
Yeah, and it's an ESP32, of course. The CO2 sensor is now initializing, so it doesn't display any values until it's stabilized a bit.
How long does it take?
I don't know.
Okay. So there's not a fixed time?
No, I haven't been paying attention.
Oh, okay.
So, and what the whole story behind this is, we want. This is not my initiative. This is an initiative of a group of hackers from mainly RevSpace in The Hague, and we want to have the cheapest reliable CO2 sensor available for schools. CO2 is normally even is a standard problem in schools in general, because a too high CO2 level will cause a problem with your concentration and other issues, and that's not good for kids, especially if you're in a classroom with 30 people. But these days, CO2 is also a pretty good. Gives you a pretty good idea of how well ventilated your room is. In these days of Corona, after coronavirus, you need a properly ventilated area. So, this is just a tool for kids, students, teachers to have an indication of how good is how safe is their classroom, and maybe just even in wintertime, just open a window at some point. So. What you see now, it's currently already displaying in yellow, but fuck white balance.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can tap on my iPhone camera. No. So it's displaying the current ppm, parts per million of CO2 according to this sensor.
400 is like normal, right?
400-ish, around 400 is the baseline for outside air.
Yeah.
So in general, you want your room to be around 600-700 maximum, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But so let me just breathe on it. Let's see if that triggers it. Let's add some CO2 in there. Let's see if I can freak it out a bit. Which is stupid, because this is also connected to my data logger. But hey, let's live a little. This is the one sensor I'm not actively concerned about. There's a story I'll tell you in a bit about the sensors we got. it's not really doing anything, is it?
And what's the ID? Can you go to the website and order a kit? Or?
So yeah, so what we're planning to do when we're done with the first batch. Oh, it's here we go. That's what I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
So
now it's red. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and it's flashing even. So it's flashing red and white. To hey, open a window. This is not healthy for you. So there was a question. Which sensor is it? It's an MHZ19B, which is the classic. And the plan is at some point that schools will be able to order them as a kit. So you have to solder them yourself. We had to make them the cheapest as possible, and having them as a kit makes it cheaper because you save a few euros on the soldering.
Yeah.
The target price is somewhere below 30 euros, excluding shipping.
Yeah.
And we are well underway for that.
Is it definite already, or
no? We haven't finalized anything yet. Okay. That's also why the shop isn't open, because we ran into an issue.
Yeah.
And let me switch to my Grafana to show you. Let's see if I can. I need to fix OBS a bit. Give me a second. There is something weird going on.
Okay.
And let me grab this. Need to hack a little bit of OBS stuff. Give me a one.
I think adding a simple buzzer might be interesting as well.
No, I'm a teacher. I don't want a buzzer in my classroom. I'll tell you what happens, because when this thing starts buzzing, there will only be one change in the classroom, which means unplugging the sensor that buzzes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that will happen.
Yeah.
It will not cause
any other
an open window anymore.
Yeah.
So here is my current problem, and I'll tell you what you're looking at. In the green at the bottom is an MHZ19B sensor from the Snuffler project.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 lines above it are from the new batch of sensors which we got, which claim to be the MHZ19B, but aren't. As you see, they all respond to CO2 just the same as the original sensor.
Yeah.
But they are all offset. They are not calibrated. And they should do, at some point during 24 hours, do an automatic baseline calibration. And what you're seeing now is a range between 500-ish and close to 1,000 ppm spread, which is a bit tricky if you're trying to inform people, hey, it's too much CO2 in here. So these sensors, we're giving them another 24 hours to settle down and show that they can actually calibrate. And after that, we are probably going to return them to China for a refund, because they are not the same as the ones we're using now. I'll grab one and show it to you under the camera, because this is a cool story about fake parts in China.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, and I need. So, okay, here we have, let's see, I need to switch cameras, of course. And let's see if we can show you. So here we have the old one at the bottom from the Snuffler project. And on the top, we have the new one. And there's already a few differences quite visible. We're missing the bump.
Yeah.
We're missing another bump here at the front. So the case is completely different. It's also, it feels a bit more flimsy. So the PCB, instead of being green, like they all are, is black. There is no ROHS, which means lead-free indicator here. There is a lot of differences in the PCB layout. I can't show you on this camera probably. Let's see. Oh, it's actually in focus. So you can already see there's a lot of differences here. The labeling is different. And also interesting.
Does not come with
it's not labeled.
Number. Yeah.
It's not labeled. So so while it does probably measure CO2, it's a different thing. It responds to the protocol is different. So the software running inside it is different. It's reporting a different software version. It doesn't do the automatic baseline calibration, and it basically means it's a shitty clone. So our supplier got shafted in China, and not in a nice way.
Wow.
And yeah, it's. I think we're. As it stands now, we need to return them to China and get a refund on them.
Yeah.
Let's hope that works. Else this project will have a bit of a problem, because it's not a cheap project. No. We paid about 16 or 17 euros per sensor, and we have 100 of them.
Ouch. Yeah.
So we have 100 sensors that are as reliable as these 5 are.
Yeah.
Which means they are not reliable at all.
And it will automatically calibrate, but can you also initialize the calibration?
Unfortunately, I'm not the expert on the sensor.
Okay.
What I do know is that at least every 24 hours, it will assume that somewhere during the 24 hours, it has reached the lowest point and calibrate to that number. So it's meant to be used in an area which sometimes has no humans inside and has some fresh air inside.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a question. Joel, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Correct. Could you calibrate them based on one of the good sensors? No, because they calibrate themselves constantly every 24 hours. So you can't, because it's meant to be in a classroom.
Yeah. I thought altering the offset.
Yeah, but as you don't... the thing is, these sensors age and will report different values over time, which means they really do require the calibration every 24 hours. So you can't just make the assumption that the whole system has changed.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping over the next 24 or 36 hours is, that's why I'm monitoring them now in Grafana, is that there will be a point where they just recalibrate. And we'll see if that happens, and if they don't, bye-bye sensors.
Yeah, yeah, especially since it's a sensor that will be used for common health.
Yeah, it's not mission critical as a regular ventilation sensor would be, but it's we would like this to be fair and honest and proper.
Yeah,
and having a spread of basically 300 to 400 ppm between 5 different sensors from the same box, that's not good.
No. If they were all like the same,
that would be fine.
Yeah.
Because then you have something to reference against.
Yeah.
My theory is that because there's a different firmware in there's a different way to initialize the automatic calibration.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory. I'm not an expert, and I haven't reverse engineered this firmware. So yeah, if we can't figure out what commands to send them, because it's impossible to find this sensor, this specific model. They've all been pulled from AliExpress. So my guess is that this is a fake batch where a lot of vendors got upset and got it replaced, or some form of copyright claim happened, intellectual property rights claim happened, and then they disappeared. And this was just a leftover batch we accidentally purchased.
Yeah.
So yay, clones from clones, because the MHZ19B is a clone. It's a clone from a Telaire sensor, but they did their clone properly.
Yeah.
And this is just a knockoff from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the project in itself is cool. It's we hope to have some more info in a few days or 1 or 2 weeks, because we really want to get classrooms fitted with a CO2 sensor. Modern schools have these. Modern schools built after 2015 have CO2 sensors mandated into their structure. But
structure even.
It's bouwbesluit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Building code. Yeah, that's the word. So, but there is thousands and thousands and thousands of old school buildings. There's well over 5,000 schools in the Netherlands that are sorely lacking, because CO2 sensors that are usually sold to schools are expensive.
Yeah.
We are aiming at less than 30 euros a piece, while any standard commercial model would go between 150 and 300 euros.
Yeah.
So then you have one CO2 sensor in a school, which you can just put in a classroom for 2 days and then move to another one and then move to another one. And this is like, hey, glue to a wall, done.
Yeah.
And keep it there.
Yeah, and I saw that the sensor itself is replaceable.
Yeah, but that's important as well, because the MHZ19B sensors, all these sensors wear out.
Yeah.
They last about 3 or 4 years. I think 3 years. So you need to replace them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was clicking. I first need to switch cameras before I click. I was going to look stuff up. So yeah, it's indeed crazy. It's like your room temperature reporting 5 different sensors in your room saying it's 21, 23, 25, 27, and 30 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, and having like a temperature sensor inside a box that does something else, like a particle sensor, or then it's understandable. But like if you have all the Della sensors and they give the different reading, then something is really wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it's an interesting voyage again into manufacturing. But hey, we got. We're almost there. The hardware does work with a proper sensor. The hardware works. The board is fine. It's easy to solder. It's a nice little kit. We just need some working sensors.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Albora's saying that most CO2 sensors require calibration. Yeah, but that's already built in the sensor.
Yeah. So the really expensive ones, the really expensive CO2 sensors, actually are 2 CO2 sensors, one with a tube of reference gas inside it. So they have a fixed CO2 count already in there, and just shoot their little light through it and do the particle counting as they're to also compensate for the wear and tear. So if the pre-calibrated one, the reference one wears out, you know the other one is worn out too.
Yeah, oh, smart.
It's it's cool. But it's incredibly expensive.
I worked at a school as well, and we had indeed the one with the traffic light that was moved from class to class.
Yeah. So this project idea didn't start with us. It started with a German hackerspace called Unhackbar. Very German. It's great.
John McAfee would love it.
Let's. I'll try and show you their website. Let's see. Yeah, that's this one. I do need to fix OBS again because I didn't prepare that sort of stuff. This is more than enough. Let's hit enlarge a little bit and let's hit transition. So they are selling kits as well. The CO2 Ampel in my best German. And it looks a bit like this.
Oh, cool.
So We took their idea because we love the idea.
Yeah.
But we felt like, hey, this kit is a bit too much manual labor for what we want to do.
Yeah.
So they have a separate ESP32, a separate display, a separate CO2 sensor, all connected through DuPont wires, which is a lot of work in itself to just connect. There is an LED here with a 3D printed little diffuser on top. It's a laser cut case. It's a beautiful project, but it doesn't scale the way we would like this to go. In theory, we're now producing 100 of these Operame boards. So these boards, we're doing 100 currently as a bootstrap, and then we would like to go to thousands more, all run by volunteers. Cool. So it needs to be cheap and it needs to be fast. And the CO2 ampoule from Germany costs about 35 or 38 euros. So it's still incredibly cheap, but we wanted to save on the manual labor as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it really has this industrial look as well, having like a bare PCB, and it's easy to solder, and it's replaceable, and it's probably within a 10 by 10 centimeter ratio, so it's easier to.
It's 7 by 7.
Cool.
And what we did was normally you would go with headers that are pinned through hole. But we went with the surface mount headers, like you can see here, because they're just as hard or as easy to solder, but the back doesn't have any connections, which means you can just stick this to a piece of metal without shorting it out.
Ah, smart. And you bend the pins to left and right, or can you already buy this?
You can buy these.
Okay. So SMD pin headers.
Yeah, but they are a lot more flimsy than the regular ones.
Yeah.
I don't recommend these for any project, but for this, it just fitted what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's from there, it's just plugging in.
Yeah. Yeah, very
the two
neat.
modules.
Yeah.
We did a little trick with the TTGo. We tied another GPIO pin to ground, because if you plug it in reverse, I'll power it up for you. Plug it in reverse, and it will give you an error warning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just to make this a little bit more kids friendly.
Love that.
Let me see if I can. The headers are slightly misaligned on this one, so give me a second.
So is that, if you look at the shitty add-on connector that's on most badges, is that like similar? Like you can put it in like in 4 different ways?
Well, it's a standard header, so you can plug it in any way you want. But we felt like, okay, so let's plug it in reverse. Let's see what happens. So it says module verkeerd om, which means module the wrong way around. So if we pull it out and put it in the correct way, it boots.
Yeah.
And done.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Yeah.
And the software is made in a way that it works standalone. We had Wi-Fi without setup, without anything. So just plug it in and it works.
Yeah.
If you want to add Wi-Fi and MQTT for your little dashboard or whatever, like I am doing now, just one button, you get an on-demand portal. You configure all your settings. You can enable Wi-Fi. You can enable over-the-air programming. You can enable MQTT. It's off by default because you
you don't want it on.
You don't want that stuff on by default.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
But we need to we now have to wait for getting proper sensors.
Yeah.
Which is sad because we would like to have started shipping within a few days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You can't control everything.
No.
So yeah, that's a CO2 project.
Yeah, very cool.
9:30 already. Time flies.
Yeah, it does. We're like 1.5 hour streaming already. So
Jesus, we haven't done anything yet.
We have done so much.
We got someone else's to-do list on your display.
Yeah.
So you can give him extra tasks or just say, it's done, it's done, it's done, while it's not actually being done.
Yeah, but like being the responsible here, I flashed it with like stock
You
firmware.
are the best.
Well.
But while we're talking about e-inks, I also have...
Yeah, that would be cool.
This one.
Oh, that looks amazing. I did not see that before.
So this is a color e-ink display from Waveshare. I think it's 7 colors. I'll go to the backside first. It's a 5 and a bit inch. Oh, let's move my Raspberry Pi a bit. 5.65 inch e-paper module is 600 by 448. 7 color display. So there's a little connector here for an SPI interface and some reset lines. Not really exciting. Level shifter and some stuff for the voltage. And you can just run this from Python, from any Raspberry Pi. A Pi 0 takes a bit longer, a Pi 4 is a bit faster. I'll start up the example code. Let's see. And let's see what happens. Let's see if I can get it a little bit more in focus. That's better. And it's not really fast though. It like your e-ink reader does one cycle for every color. This has the same thing. So this takes a little while. It now cleared the display. And there we go. That's layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, 4, 5, 6, and
is that
7.
A factory test or?
Yeah, this is like a demo script.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a basic Python script where they just add some graphics and some fonts. And
I really like how they overlap. Like I'm using this Ponagotchi thing. And it has like e-paper. So let me show it here.
Yeah.
And this comes in a 2 color. It's like black and red, but it's like terrible. It's like it's taking forever to update.
Oh, that's... Yeah, but most e-ink drivers are really shittily done. I had another display from Waveshare 2 years ago, I think, also a big one. That by just optimizing a bit of code, we improved speed by 400% or something.
Yeah.
But it's really cool because...
Oh, but it needs to update the 7 layers for it to be final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you need all the 7 colors, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But especially this one it's like one of those classic science books or something, like those old paintings.
Wow.
It's really cool.
I don't know if you've seen the movie Antitrust.
Not yet.
It's an old movie and it's about like open source developers that are recruited for a closed source company that
that's just like regular life, right?
Sort of. And one of the guys in the open source community said, well, I'm able to change the world more from a place where I make more money, but like the Steve Jobs or the Bill Gates of that company has like is his own artwork. So he is like something built into a cave where it's like snowing into one area and it's like sunny, so he has like different seasons, but he uses like e-paper kind of stuff, like a very large one, A0 one that so will have like
basic movie magic.
Yeah, basic movie magic, but having this like on an A4 size thing.
That would be cool.
And changing it like every hour into something new. That's like a painting. There's like really cool stuff other than the photo frames that are using like LED or OLED.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like for the drawings.
Yeah, I agree. That's it's. I've looked at large-scale e-ink displays a few times. They are so incredibly expensive. It's impossible to get one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not impossible, but it's for me. I'm not at home enough to appreciate that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see if the...
Yeah, there was a project on Twitter lately where someone took his wedding video and
and displayed it on on the display really slowly. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, like 1 frame every 3 minutes. So if you look, you won't see anything changing, but if you don't look, like stuff will be different.
Yeah.
Alexander Klupping had a big display.
So, I modified a bit of example code.
Yeah.
Just to mess around with it.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, it works.
What's the price of this one?
I think we paid, including shipping and everything, around €65. So it's ridiculous. It's
and this is like a quarter of an A4.
So this is nearly 6 inch.
Yeah.
So 5.65 inch. Somewhere here it says 5.83. But I'll just have a reference here.
Yeah.
Because you know this one.
Yeah.
So it's I think quarter A4 is about right-ish. I don't have any sheets of paper.
What is it? 5x7?
Yeah. I can just grab a ruler. If I can find one. Let's just grab this one.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, Alexander Klupping. People having the front page of the New York Times on the wall.
Sorry, I was not listening.
Sorry. There was something where people had the front page of the New York Times on their wall in e-paper.
So yeah, it's about 12 centimeters wide, the display area. And it's about 8.5, 9 centimeters tall.
Okay.
The display area.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5.65 inch.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I would love to have a giant sheet of paper on my wall.
Yeah.
Which can update.
I think it's a matter of time, and then you pay like €65, and you think that that's a lot of money for like a zero at that time.
Yeah, but the display you're seeing in that article is between 1,000 and €2,000, if I recall correctly. I looked it up back then, but
it's great for showing off if you have like this innovation company.
Yeah, it's like with the flip dots. There are still companies that are making them. There was a giant flip dot display at a fair somewhere, a conference somewhere, and it was so cool. But it was blisteringly fast, but it's impossible to get anything close. And yes, the e-ink monopoly is horrible for innovation. There's a couple of companies sitting on a few patents that are basically killing off the low prices.
Yeah.
€2,300 is in the article. Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah,
would be so incredibly cool to just have that classic newspaper look on your wall. Yeah, I like it. And if I was rich, I would definitely get one just for that.
Yeah.
Now, if I was really rich, I would just get 5 of them for every newspaper I ever cared about.
Yeah. There should always be stuff to dream about, right?
Yeah. But it's a cool little thingamajig. I haven't done much with it yet because I need to mentally grasp a concept of what I want to display on it. Do I want art on it, or do I want like statistics or my dashboard or whatever? And where am I going to put it? Because it's not big enough to just put somewhere on a wall.
Yeah.
Do I want it on my desk? If I want it on my desk, then it needs a cable. Do I want another cable on my desk? It's those kinds of puzzles that those always trip up my projects.
Yeah, I can imagine. It would be cool if it was a little bit bigger. Then you could like tape it to the wall and have some like memory printed on there in like a rotation based. Yeah.
This is cool for like a desk ornament.
Yeah.
Or just something if you have a small bathroom and just have a random piece of art there. That's not my original idea. I stole it from a friend of mine.
Yeah, or something else that yeah. Sorry, you were interrupted.
Yeah, she was saying like I want something that it doesn't need to change that often, but just have a different spreuk.
Yeah.
A different saying on the wall every time I go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just something inspirational, like your calendar or whatever.
Yeah. So having a black and white on larger, that was the thing, right? That was the 2300.
Yeah,
there was only black and white.
Yeah, it's easier if you're doing just one layer.
Yeah.
But even let me grab something else. I mean, even these kinds of panels, these are the 10-inch Kindle displays from a few years ago.
Yeah.
They're not really that fast, but they're fast enough for plenty of stuff. And it's just a thin sheet of glass, so you can make a nice thin little project with it.
Yeah.
Use the driver design from the M5PAPER.
Yeah.
Which I might end up doing because I already have half of the components required for it. I noticed because they're using the same voltage driver, which I could not get working, which is cool.
So can you still buy these screens?
These Kindle displays, I got them a few months ago from AliExpress.
Okay, nice.
There's loads of different ones. There's a project called EP DIY.
Yeah.
I'll find it and give you a link in the chat. I think I've already talked about this before, but I forget these kinds of things. This is a project also ESP32 based with a very simplistic e-paper driver. Not an advanced expensive chip, but just really simple parts. And you can just hook up 4 different kinds of Kindle displays. Oh, they're actually already doing a 13-inch compatibility as well. So yeah, totally cool. And just if you ever want to get in on a project like that, just go for it. It's open source, so you can just get stuff and build it yourself.
Yeah,
I've already built a few of these. These boards work. The software works. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but what one of his examples, and that's something I really like, is a complete terminal. So you can just hook it up through USB serial or any serial connection.
Nice, yeah.
And just have it as a proper terminal for any device. So you can just do your coding in the sunlight.
Yeah.
And it's fast enough for a basic text interface. You can't do advanced graphics and everything, but it's... oh, there's more links coming in. Paper, TTY. Someone else is also contemplating the same... So yeah, there's a lot of different projects currently going on with e-ink. So if that's your thing, have a look at it. It's cool.
Yeah, I think try and see if you can watch the antitrust video, as they have a lot of stuff that they do where there's like dormant art, but you could also like switch it to something that's useful to work on, like now it's a piece of art, but I can also use it to look at my sensor settings or trigger an alarm or to do something else.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm currently thinking of what can I do with the color display, and I'm a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes. If you know the comic series,
no?
Casper and Hobbes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know it like that in the Dutch, the Dutch version. It's such a nice. Oh, hello, cat. There will be a cat meowing soon.
As there always should be. Yeah.
Yeah, she needs attention. But yeah, it's something to display some comics like that, or Garfield, or I think it's something. It's the direction I want to go with this thing, and just have one of those bigger black and white displays to do all the sensor data and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually very cool. my wife is a big fan of Garfield, and I created like a piece of software in HyperCard on Macintosh like ages ago.
Oh wow!
And yeah, even had Easter eggs. So if you hold like the Option key and started the program, then you would like have extra features. So this was for the Decibel project, which was in 1995, where all the telephone numbers changed to 10 digits.
Oh yeah. That's what they call it, decibellen.
Yeah. And they had like videotapes explaining why and how and all these kind of things. And they had discs, but the discs were only for Windows at the time. So there was nothing for Macintosh. And
in 1995, that's about the same years that Macintosh became completely irrelevant on the market, right?
Yeah, but still there were a lot in in the community. And it was hard for people abroad since it was only aimed at the Dutch market. So people in America trying to contact their relatives in the Netherlands would not be able to go there, as they did not think about that part of the problem. So I created this piece of software and sent it out and say, well, I don't want any money for it, but if you want to spend money on it, it's guildware. So you're guilty of the fact that I'm sitting behind my computer upstairs and my wife is downstairs. So you need to like reward her instead of me. And,
send flowers and chocolate, please.
Yeah, but except for the flowers and chocolate, it was like anything Garfield related. So someone said like a Garfield telephone, like mini cups of tea, like
about that. Let me get one thing from my bookshelf. 1 second. So yeah, I found it. Let's switch cameras to this one, and let's put this in front.
Oh wow!
It's a book I got years and years ago. It started out as a viral website before stuff like viral existed. But they photoshopped Garfield comics and changed it. So Garfield got removed, and then the whole comic storyline becomes very different and very sad. Then John just becomes a very sad man.
Oh wow!
So instead of the normal comedy, it becomes tragic, and it's
this is so epic. This is so epic. Oh, never knew about this.
So yeah, it's Oh, this one is very appropriate.
Yeah.
Life has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
I have ups. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely if you're looking for something more with a bit more existential dread in it, get this book.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'll type in the ISBN.
Yeah, please do.
And, or I'll link it. I'll try and find it.
Yeah, there's like a new cat comic on that I see around on Twitter, like an animation with a cat and its owner, like a little Garfield kind of style, but like in black and white. Really funny as well. So if you're into cats, this is like what happens.
So this is the website, and they should also have
Garfield minus Garfield. Nice.
Yeah, it's an antiquated website already, but Simon's Cat. That's
that's it. Yeah.
Simon is not there is two strange things about Simon's Cat, for me at least. I love it, Simon's Cat. It reminds me of two things. I saw a movie a long time ago called Flat World. I'll try and find it. Which had the same art style for the cat, and the owner, I think, as well. But the stories from, I think it was Simon's Cat, maybe some other cat comic, I don't remember, matched a comic a friend of mine drew in middelbare school, so middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Which is weird because there is no relation. But let's see if I can find Flat World, because it's worth seeing. Let's see. It's a short film from 1997. No, that cat totally doesn't look like it at all. It's just my memory. That's just my memory. But it's still a cool movie because it's a flat comic book.
Sort of. I understand where you're coming from.
But they are suddenly in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And it's
Mario
strange.
Paper. Yeah.
It's a bit like Paper Mario before Paper Mario, but it's totally worth getting it for I think it's half an hour or something. So yeah, just get that movie. It's fun.
Yeah. Cool.
So how is this still a cyber hacking tech stream?
Because
now.
Because cats. Because cats.
Oh, it's just a fun Saturday night. The audience is still watching. There's still people in the chat. So we can just keep going. Yeah, it's.
I know where you.
Yeah, it's. Might just even be the same author. Let's see if we can find it. But it's a really cool movie.
Yeah.
Let's see who the artist is. Can I find that? Daniel Greaves.
The sound of the humming cat. That's
Simon's cat. No, that's actually Simon. No, so it's no connection, but it's
okay.
But it's cool.
Yeah. Love to hear the cat.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Yeah. Hello, Gizmo. Hello.
This is the wrong one. This one, yeah.
Let's see if we
too late.
do this a little bit. So here we go. Happy cat.
I love cats, but I'm allergic to them, like really a lot. Yeah. We had like since we starting working from home, and there was like this cat dropping by, and I asked one of my sons, how do we name him? And he said, well, we're gonna name him Hanky. And he came over like for food, and like bringing friends as well. So it was first like a red cat, and then there came this white cat, and then there was like a black and white cat.
There's a whole. Let's see what's. Cameras are hard.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Here you go. Nice and wholesome cat videos.
Yeah. Oh, the sound.
ASMR cat purring.
Yeah. When we have something with sounds, actually, I want to have this as a soundboard on the camp zone badge, like having a humming cats that you have.
All the purring cats.
All the purring cats. Yeah. Oh, love it.
Yeah. I've played plenty of cat videos on the YouTubes, and the ones with the really the angry cats, those that make those inhumane guttural sounds.
Yeah.
These two will freak out.
Yeah.
And just run around the house. Where the fuck is he?
Yeah.
Where is he? Yeah, cats.
Yeah, well, when Joseph was still here, he like interacted with the cat, and came over and made videos with the cat, and was a lot of fun. And then I came over and said, "No, you're not Joseph. Go away." So he was like, every time when I went to the door with food, he said, "No, you're not Joseph. I'm going away. Like, forget it with your food. I don't want your food. You're not Joseph."
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
The
character cat.
Yeah, the two cats we have here, we have Gizmo and Gadget. The one on my lap now is Gizmo, because she is the one craving real attention, being on laps and getting pats and that sort of stuff. Gadget is more like a cat that wants to sit close by.
Yeah.
Somewhere in your aura.
Yeah.
He has to. He just chooses a spot and relaxes there.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that Gadget is the big tough kid, and Gizmo is the grumpy old elderly scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Except when visitors come. Well, that hasn't happened in a while now, but then the roles get reversed. She comes out and comes in and, hey, who are you? And this is interesting. And
Okay.
the big tough boy just hides.
Yeah. Somewhere.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So enough cats.
There's never enough cats.
Never enough cats.
So whenever I'm in a Zoom call and there's cats, then you can forget about the topic. There's cats.
Yeah. It's something I when the cat is present during work meetings, I just focus the camera on the cat and distract everyone. Nobody has said to me yet to put the cat away, so it's still fine.
Yeah.
Multiple personality disorder. Yes, that's called cats.
Yeah.
That's the definition. So yeah. So did you have? Oh, you're doing the M5.
Yeah, I was looking like if there's.
Is there something on that paper already or not? I think they forgot to update their software.
The software?
No, I think there's nothing yet to write M5PAPER apps on the UI flow, right?
No, only for the other one. So
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's actually too bad, because that would be really cool to just try and write a little dashboard app.
Maybe there's like an. So am I able somehow?
Start page.
Oh, I cannot even set it for ePaper. UI Flow Core Inc. No, that's like the other one.
That's the small one, yeah. So their quick start is just for Arduino, so you can just flash Arduino sketches. Yeah, that's not hard.
Yeah.
They've published some source code on the To Do app. I'll post it in the chat.
Okay.
Which I like. I like that they're constantly publishing their source code.
Yeah.
That's good. I wonder how they pulled it off, though. They even include Platformio, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which makes flashing a lot easier instead of the regular Arduino stuff.
And collaborating with others.
So yeah, but I think they were. I think I saw on their Twitter feed somewhere that they were doing a separate ecosystem for this thing instead of the regular UI flow.
Oh, okay.
But it's not there yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's done. No, they've only published the Arduino guides yet, and it should have everything with MicroPython and apps and that sort of stuff. So I think they're not done, which is cool.
Yeah, that leaves some space for people to figure out themselves. I see a lot of cool projects dropping by where people are playing with gyroscope and creating their own Segway step and mode and stuff.
Yeah, the risk with this is with not having it ready is that people will just bail out and just say, oh, meh.
Yeah.
If you want to show people stuff, you need to switch cameras because it's still on my face.
Yeah. I was hoping for the cat. Window. Okay. Now I was looking through this one. So what are the examples? Touch. Hello world. Hello world.ini. Okay.
Yeah, it's just some basic example code for Arduino Platformio, so C++, and that's it.
Let's copy the code and run it. See what happens.
Oh yeah.
Starting Arduino. Where are you?
Coming back to the comics on the e-ink, I think you'll need a 640 by 448 BMP that uses 7 colors. Yep, and then add it to the example sketch. Yeah, that's totally true, Crazy. That's it should be relatively straightforward, but it's the relatively straightforward projects that take me forever. Oh, goodbye, cat. I'm now officially not fun anymore.
And this is where you get hurt.
No, she just leaves.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. Fine by me.
Yeah.
Goodbye, cat. But yeah, it's the thing is I need to learn a lot more skills to just okay, I need to scrape some website for those pictures, need to resize them, and then put them on the thing and that sort of stuff, and make it reboot proof and everything. So my projects usually come to a halt at that point where my brain can't cope anymore. But we'll see. Maybe something is there for show and tell next time. And I hopefully have an M5 paper then as well. Because,
or a lot of more ventilators.
Yeah, so I'll ship these back and then order again and get the same 2 fans again.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So I'm wondering what library that I need to install. If just
they have a whole library for it, right?
Yeah, I have the M5 stack and it needs updating, so that's what I did. So see if that works.
So, but the fun thing is with this thing also having temperature and humidity sensor. If you have a little dock for it at your wall, you can just have this like those thermostats, like the tone thing. So it displays your power usage and just make that thing yourself.
Yeah,
which is cool.
So what do I need for? How do I program it? Is that like the M5 stick, similar to the?
Well, it's basically an ESP32, right?
Yeah, but they're all ESP32.
So just get an ESP Rover, which has the RAM and the.
Okay, so
that should be fine, right?
Okay,
I'm not sure though. I'm not the expert, unfortunately.
Same here. Just YOLOing my way around. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you have the M5 burner, so you can return to the old.
Yeah, true.
Oh, they included the EEPROM for storing vital data even when the device is off. That's ridiculous. Because the ESP32 has a file system on it. You can just store it on the ESP32. Core Inc. What? No.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't think it's done.
Oh, I think I need to clone this one.
I think we need M5 needs to finish the project, but the basics are there. I know of at least one member of Badge team who's also getting one. Okay. So I expect a certain firmware to show up on the M5 paper as well.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like their whole UI system. They already made like the little tablet interface, so it's worth looking into their work as well. Yeah, but no, I'm getting stuck on this project. I can't think of how to proceed in programming.
Yeah, yeah, I think.
Might be something for next time.
More possibilities that you have, the harder it will be to come up with IDs. So I'm adding the library. The library is not in the Arduino library environment.
No, not yet, probably.
I don't know how that works even. Does that need to go to a special...
The trick is you download the zip file. You just keep it as a zip file, then go to Tools, Add Zip Library, and then...
Oh, okay. Oh, I just put it in library. I unzipped it.
That probably also works.
Okay, but let's see. But I might need to restart Arduino.
Ah, well. So they have like a create canvas. So you put up a screen, you put some stuff on there, and then you push it out to the display. Update mode DU4. Don't know what that means. Probably means full refresh or something. Yeah, their API is not really documented yet, I think. So is it?
This seems to work.
Still compiling?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. A quick hint for next time.
Yeah.
Get yourself on the Platformio.
Yeah.
The compiler is so much faster.
But
Arduino is stupid, and it also always forces you to recompile everything.
Yeah.
And Platformio just goes, "Hey, I already did this, so click."
Yeah. Yeah. I used Platformio for like a custom Tasmota firmware that has like the sensors, but also have the 10 degrees of freedom sensor in it, which is not by default.
Okay.
So my idea was having like a way to have a stationary sensor that will notice if something is moving, because if something is moving, something is definitely not okay, like earthquake, like traffic driving by.
Oh, cool.
So, but for some reason, it will show all the values, which will create like an endless loop of 1 second update. So yeah, I need to
have another look at it.
Have another look at it and just put it away.
So the library also comes with a bunch of examples, Gilles.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that as well. Let's first see if the Hello World works.
Is it already?
No, it's still busy.
Still compiling.
Still compiling.
Yeah, it's first time ESP32 firmware compiling is always incredibly tedious.
Yeah, but if I just have an ESP32 and kick out the M5 header, then it will be fast, or at least faster. But this will include like everything on the device.
Yeah.
So there's no Wi-Fi in this, and it's already compiled like Wi-Fi libraries into.
Yeah. Ooh. What is it complaining about? No such file. Hey, can you scroll up just a little bit? What the actual error message is? No, there's nothing. Why are you not? I don't know.
epddemo.ino.bin.
Yeah, it somehow can't find the compiled file.
Okay.
Maybe just try hitting it again.
Yeah, I'll.
That's cool. So Dark Pick Duck is saying I have 2 different models of those very early ebook readers from Sony.
Yeah.
One even 10 years old. I will be happy to donate to you for another warranty voiding session. So if you want to tear apart a few old e-readers,
I have 2 as well. PRS-T1s myself. I do not know enough about the circuitry to. I can tear them apart, but there will be a screen and a circuit board and some information.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. I have an old Kindle laying around. I think I still have it. I might have just gotten rid of it. It's such a specific piece of hardware, and it's basically a processor, an e-ink driver, a piece of RAM, and some voltage regulators, and done. There's not much to homebrew on it.
Yeah, or
without a lot of study, which is not worth it anymore. With these
at least not for the stream.
Projects.
Yeah, I need to update some libraries.
Okay.
Where are my libraries? Those were the same things that I already copied. So manage libraries. Tell me, what are they? But very kind for you to suggest to donate stuff like this. I'm really grateful for all the people that are bringing me all kind of old stuff for tearing apart. Because it's cool to look how it is inside, and it's especially cool if there's like some logic inside, if there's like a host file system, a busy box, and U-boot, some EPROMs.
But with old ebooks, I always suggest just put some open source or free books on it from like Project Gutenberg or whatever.
Yeah.
Just put a bunch of books on there and give them to a kid who is
better.
unable to go to a library or something, to just make it a useful
idea.
piece of e-waste instead of a tear apart piece of e-waste.
Yeah.
If the battery is still decent enough to use.
Yeah. And otherwise you can still use it with an adapter. With a battery pack maybe.
Just get it someone who can use it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I bought like all the Nintendo devices at a fair one day. So I had like a couple of GameCubes, a couple of DSs and stuff, and it was like lying dormant on my attic. And then I met someone that was really not having any money for extra luxuries, and shipped it to the lady and her family, and she was more happy with it than I could have ever been having it on my attic.
Yeah, I used to work in after school care for 4 to 10-year-olds during my studies to become a teacher, and one of the things I got for the group were I got 2 things from the fair. One was a crate full of Disney videotapes, and I was well into the DVD age, or even post DVD age actually. And the other was a Super Nintendo.
Oh, cool!
With basic Mario All Stars on it.
Yeah,
and the video cassettes were like €1 each, and I got 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you can see, hello Gizmo. and like, okay, it doesn't matter what a 4-year-old does with a videotape, because they can just chuck it in and the user interface is easy. Hey!
Hello, nice. World.
Hello, world.
So let me go to the desk cam. Yeah. So that worked.
Oh,
so you need to restart your IDE after you hacked the library in.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
So yeah, now from this to a Grafana dashboard in 10 minutes, no. But yeah, the Super Nintendo and the old videotapes were an incredible attraction, because they didn't have those at their homes, because who has a Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Anymore. So that was those simple old 2D games were just fine for those kids. It's probably even better than a GameCube.
Yeah.
And GameCube games even now are still a lot of fun. There's plenty of fun to be had from old electronics in their original intended purpose, because they're so cheap to get, because everybody just wants to get rid of them. Get a Nintendo Wii from someone.
Actually, in Amsterdam, there's a shop. I think Mario Wii and they acquire old Wii's, and they sell them really, really cheap. Yeah. So you can have an old Wii with a balance board and sticks and all kind of stuff. So whereas having a newest PlayStation or a newest Xbox is really, really cool, it's more like a men thing, while a Wii is more like a family thing, where you have these comic characters and where you have these short games that you can play with your family, with your parents. Acquiring a thing like that is especially for winter times, a cool.
And with a Wii, there's even for you hackers, there's plenty of stuff to be had. There is, you can have a look at hacking the drive. You can have a look at hacking the firmware. There's loads of documentation on that thing. There's lots of homebrew stuff to learn and to play with. But even just the Wii remote or the nunchucks are incredibly easy to interface with. The Wii remote is just a Bluetooth device, so it can connect to your PC or ESP32 easily. The nunchuck is just I2C. There's already libraries for it, and you can make controllers out of it for any other game.
Yeah.
And Nintendo stuff, it ages really well. It's especially the 2D games. You can just keep on playing those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really true, and you see like the rebuilds that they ship, like the original NES and the Super NES that come out are really.
Did you see the Game & Watch they did?
Yeah, epic.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's unobtainium, but it's on the day that it came out or the day before it came out, it already got hacked and owned and whatever.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's an STM32 processor to run.
Yeah, and it really looks neat from the inside. They use proper chips and not like any crappy GUI on a PCB type of style. So really neat PCB as well.
Yeah, I would have liked to purchase one, but then again, I hardly ever make time to play video games anyway. Yeah. So, and having another portable game device, I mean, I have a 3DS, I have a regular DS, I have a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I have the full set of portable Nintendo consoles, probably. I also have a Game Boy Advance somewhere. And I hardly ever do anything with it.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, that's a nice little example sketch.
But it gets it over Wi-Fi.
Huh?
Let me show you the code.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds cool.
So that's like just a few lines of code. So this is it.
That's a decent library. Oh, goodbye, cat. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that makes it really easy to have your own little comics on the device. Crazy, even about as simple as the one I would make with a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, maybe some scaling stuff, or you could even do the scaling on web
on your server. Yeah,
on your server. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is
and it really like if you look at the picture itself, it's so crisp.
Yeah, but that's e-ink. It's either on or off.
Yeah. But I've seen like some glitches in ebooks where like switching of the pages like creates a lot of noise.
there's leftovers.
Yeah,
that's the if you don't do a full refresh cycle.
Yeah,
those particles will start to float between the two charges, so positive or negative charge.
Yeah,
and it'll just be left over. So yeah, it's cool, and that's why your e-ink reader every few clicks it does a full refresh instead of just a page turner.
Yeah, it really works well.
Yeah, same crazy. I saw this device. I saw this device a few weeks ago, and I've been lusting after it ever since. So I ordered 2 of them, and I got 2 huge fans.
Yeah.
It's nice to have fans, but not like this.
Not like this, yeah.
Not like this. Come on, people.
I'm your fan. Yeah.
Yay. So yeah, it's e-paper is fantastic.
Yeah.
Har. Yeah, but e-paper is well, I can't say we started the revolution with SHA 2017 because that's bullshit, but we were at exactly the right point for the hobbyist market for it to begin. And it's finally getting to a point where the technology is affordable enough and hackable enough to have fun with. And that's cool. Because I like e-paper displays for in my house, nice and quiet. Doesn't draw too much attention, doesn't draw too much power, no flickering backlight that annoys me. I can just look at it with a regular light. So what are we going to hack now, Yillis? Because you put in that's a Core 2 or something?
That's a Fire.
Oh, the Fire.
Yeah, and I killed it. Since I was like hacking the batch yesterday, it was kind of late. And I switched VCC and the ground. And now like some GPIO pins are no longer working. So my idea is let's see if I can somehow flash this.
Does it still respond to USB?
Let me see.
Did magic smoke come out? Did it smell?
No.
Lucky.
So I have a COM port, so that's good.
Okay. Is there some? Yeah, the first thing to get running is the display, right?
Yeah. So I need something.
The fire. Let's look up at their schematic. M5 stack docs. And that's the core fire, right?
You have the
M5
core
stack fire. Yeah, I found it. Let's go to their documentation.
So what?
Their schematic. So depending on what is in there, might be. It could be if they protected their I/O like they did on the M5PAPER, then it should be just replacing the protection diodes. Okay. Else it would be replacing the ESP32 chip, which is also interesting on such a tiny board.
Have you opened them up?
I don't have one of those.
Okay.
I have one of the atoms, and I've opened it up. Yes, that's tiny.
Yeah.
Pi 400 Twitch streaming temperature up to 440 degrees.
Yeah. But isn't the Pi 400 like accelerated for streaming and video stuff? So what I did is I got it on its knees by running like a benchmark on it.
The Pi 400 or the Pi 4?
The Pi 4 and the Pi 4 the Pi 4 and the Pi 400 as well. So that's how I compare them. So this is actually working. The buttons are also working.
Oh, that's not as dead as I would expect it to be.
So let's see if I can get myself a sensor of some sort.
Yeah, something on the Grove maybe.
Yeah, to try out the Groves.
Is there what kind of interfaces are on there? There's something called the M5 bus.
There's already stuff in here, so that's
that
working.
Works.
Hello, it's also working, and this is the gyroscope is also.
I don't think it's dead.
And the RGB is also working.
Wow.
So now this one. So this is UART. So do I have some UART stuff? I can add the sensor, environmental sensor. I'm going to get myself the M5 box. Hold on. Let me switch to you so you can enjoy everyone while I'm...
Oh, yes, I can entertain everyone with not actually knowing what to talk about. Cool. So, yeah, I've been poring over the schematic for the... That's not the fire. They're lying to me. I was clicking on getting the schematic for the fire. And I got the schematic for a core. So here's the link. So trying to figure out what could be dead with it, but I got the schematic for the M5 stack core, which is probably some other device, so no idea yet. But it is cool that it has an audio amplifier on it. That's cute. I don't know how they made that happen. Oh. That's a 1-bit DAC. Or 2-bit. No, just one GPIO. So 1-bit DAC, old school. Like your Sony Discman. Just charge a capacitor and make it do audio stuff. Cool. But I can't find it. So Yillis is probably going to his basement now. Grabbing a cup of coffee on their way and that sort of stuff. And I was not prepared for that, so now I have to keep talking and make this entertaining or anything. I don't know. So what are we going to do, people? Help us out here. Or help me out. Or we can just all pretend to have run away. So just hide under your chair. And then Yillis will come back and, where is everybody? Like when you went on those school trips. Oh God, I am a teacher. Sorry. Hey, I saw a hand. Is he back? He's back.
He's back. Engels praten.
Guess who's back?
Environmental sensor. Somewhere.
So, what are you getting?
I was thinking about getting an environmental sensor, but it's not in here.
Oh dear.
Maybe it's in here? Yeah, that's at least environmental sensor 2. So I hope that this works and has the same... Let me see... Where am I supposed to connect it to?
I don't know. We can't see what you're doing, so...
No.
Are there actually still people watching? That's an interesting question. Let's go to Twitch and let's have a look at the statistics for this whole adventure. There's still 8 people, including myself.
Cool.
And including you, so there's 6 people watching. Cool.
So this is not including me. I'm not connected to Twitch.
Okay. Well, so 7 people watching.
Gone.
That's nice. Oh, the poor GoPro. At some point, you need to write off that GoPro, my friend.
It's like 3 months old.
Yeah. It's probably good for doing videos while you're on your ski trip or something.
Yeah. But this might be because I...
Oh, it also has a flat battery. Oh, that's what happens. So the battery is dead and it can't charge fast enough.
Yeah. No, I turned off the charging to prevent it from...
overheating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a stupid design. Why? Well, normally it would just be on your helmet while you're going
it would.
A flat slope or something, but idiots.
So,
like they can't have imagined people having it always connected to a charger and then filming as well.
Yeah, that's probably the reason that they haven't done a... can't actually see that properly.
No, that was nearly impossible to figure out. Yeah, the GoPro's at 2% crazy, I think.
Yeah. So the environmental sensor on this side works. So let's see what happens if I put it on this side. It does not work. And on this side. Now it resets.
Yeah, it's not too happy what's happening on that port.
Okay. So might be the bottom then that's broken. So can I start this again?
I don't know.
Reset. Okay, next, RGB. So this is I2C. So this is GPIO. Do I have something GPIO-ish? RGB LEDs.
I really like their style of user interface they're constantly using.
Yeah,
it's
doing well.
It's nice and fresh and a little bit comical, not so serious. It's good.
So add this one. Next, so this environmental sensor, and this is the motion sensor. So this is to the red port and this is to the black port. So I can deduct what goes where by looking at the color of the port. So you have a blue port, a red port and a black port.
Okay.
To have like the stuff by default, so you can add it to something different. But then, so this is the motion sensor.
Yeah. A heads up, your GoPro is now down to 1%. So it was oh, it's now at 0%. Oh, this is it's now lying to us.
So maybe I should use a different.
Well, let's just keep going.
Does this work?
If the GoPro dies, we'll just quit the stream and be done for the night.
Yeah, this works. So the bottom port works as well. And there's also the LED one, yeah. So connect is also black. Connect to the next. Oh, there's an in and an out. What's the in and what's the out? Oh, it's like this. Okay. Next. Back. Okay. Hey, but that's the other way around. Maybe this.
So in the meantime, people watching at home, should we do a holiday shopping guide or gift guide or something? Or has that been done too much on different channels and routes?
I want it.
You want it?
Yeah.
Let's see what the people at home claim. And if you do want something like that, what category would you like us to talk about? I mean, we can improvise this right on the spot because we both have zero time and way too much money, so we're basically buying everything there is. What do you want to what do you want us to talk about, and we can figure something out? What would you want for our gift guide? What do you want recommendations on? I know of a nice list. Yeah, that's the Angry Nerds list, right? Yeah, that was a pretty decent list.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what?
So there's like...
there's already an LED in there. Oh, the analog sensors.
Yeah, the analog light.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. So, people, do you want a list for shopping or not? It's only Crazy responding. No, please, your shopping cart is full after this one already. What are you buying, Boekenworm?
Stop spending our money. Yeah.
Oh God. Yes, we're all broke now.
I really love the flower.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So now, well, if Boekenworm says it, we're not doing a gift show.
Yeah, we can save it. Next time will be. When is the
next time is probably December 5th. Oh, Hacker Class is in a few weeks. That's the 19th.
Oh, 19th. It's after Syndicate.
So we have a few weeks for that. Swordfish says evening and a purple
cool.
heart.
Yeah.
Hello, Swordfish.
Hello, Chrissy. Good to see you. What I personally would like is tips on DIY kits for soldering.
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, the one.
It's like for all different kind of people. Like
okay.
I know, like the scouting, what's the name again?
The Yoti kits are
kitbuilding.org.
Really old school kits.
Yeah.
I personally really enjoyed soldering this little one, the Hackaday SMD soldering challenge. There's actually two of them. There's this one and there's the Misery edition, which is even harder.
Okay. Let me switch to your screen because you were showing stuff.
I'll go to my own little zoomed in. Let's see. Let's go to the show and tell one. And let's go to this one. So this one is from, I think it's called Maker Box. I'm not entirely sure. I can't get it into focus. Come on, iPhone. Yeah, there we go. So this is an SMD soldering challenge board. It's more fun at an event, but hey, we don't have events these days anymore. So
ATtiny?
it's a pre-programmed ATtiny with a blinking LEDs. So it's 5 LEDs going smaller in size.
Yeah. And how do you power it? Because I only see like a programming header.
So there's a coin cell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the back.
Nice.
I don't have any. I have one here. Let's grab one.
And it uses the capacitor to.
Capacitor is just there for buffering. You don't need it actually.
Okay.
So this is a soldering challenge from you can just buy and just test your soldering metal.
Oh, wow. Oh, that really looks neat.
And it comes with a pin, so you can just wear it as like a little badge of achievement.
Yeah, it is.
Just to prove you can solder.
Like your scouting badge, yeah.
Yeah, like one of those, like a soldering challenge. So it comes with a nice little brass pin.
Oh, nice, yeah.
You can just put on there and wear it. The battery will run for about 24 hours. So it's with a single coin, so you can just wear it for an entire event if you just remember to switch it off. And that's that's one. I'll look it up. MakerBox SMD. I think it's called MakerBox. Let me Google it. Yeah, I found it on Tindy. I'll drop it in the link. So that's one.
Might even be on sale. As they have like the 15 or 20% off. I saw Nicolette also had their stuff on sale as well, like the cat and the dinosaur.
Yeah, I'll get to those guys in a minute. Because, I have another link for you people, and I'll switch my camera to. Let's see here. My head is in the way. Let's move my head. Or let's move the display.
I can also open it. Oh, this is.
I can have it here. So here we go.
Yeah.
So this is this is a challenge coin from Tech Inc. It's the Tech Inc. Stay the F at Home kit. And it's I think it's about 12. No, it's even cheaper. So the kit is €10 plus shipping, €2 in the Netherlands, plus €2 shipping for the Netherlands. So €12 in total, with which you get the coin, but you also support the hackerspace Tech Inc. in Amsterdam. So it's well worth spending your money.
Yeah.
It's a nice little. It's a little bit easier than the challenge coin, but it's a pretty little kit. So just get that. It has a
really cool.
It has a lot of.
And is it like static LEDs?
No, it's animated. There's a
animated even.
Yeah, there's a microcontroller, a PADAUK PFS 154 microcontroller. You could put an ATtiny on there, but it has already got a chip on there.
What is that? Like a PIC?
It's an extremely cheap modern day clone of an antique PIC PIC
chip.
It requires a really esoteric programmer, but you can program custom animations using the UART.
Oh, wow.
I think. But so yeah, get this coin.
Yeah,
it's cool. So let's go to tilde.industries. Bye. So this is the Tilde Industries website, and Tilde is a friend of the Dutch hacker community. They're a group. They make beautiful little boards.
4 or 5 people, right?
I'm not entirely sure. I know a few of them, but it's at least 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And they make really artsy designs.
I have the Scarab. That's really sexy.
The Cyber Scarab was made for Hacker Hotel 2020. Because by the same artist even, we had made this beautiful Egyptian-themed badge. And they made the Scarab as a separate add-on. You could put it as a shitty add-on or get it as a separate pin.
You need an extra accessory though.
Yeah, probably because we always mess up the thing.
There was like fixing shitty add-ons since 2017.
Yeah, but you can wear it as a separate pin,
it's
and
the same. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
yeah, it is.
I mean,
yeah, and like the instruction
and the instructions and the way it's packaged and the even the back is nicely decorated.
Pure art.
I think I still have one laying around. I haven't constructed it because I didn't get all the parts. I think, but just get them on Tindy. I'll put a link in the description. But the thing they don't have the cat on sale yet.
Oh,
Too bad. They're making something really cool. That's a cat PCB kit that kids can put together. So really easy level with a lot of explanation behind it. That can work on dead batteries. So nearly empty batteries. It can boost the voltage and make LEDs glow. But they have the Tyrannopixelus Rex, which is a cool little dinosaur.
And this is from whenever you don't have internet on your Google browser, you will be able to play this animation.
Yeah. So also wonderful artwork.
Yeah, skeleton inside.
So let's see. Let's go look at the Tindy shop. Maybe there's something. Let's see if there's a link here. I sell on Tindy. So they have their Tindy shop here. Let's go to the base level shop. So they're selling the Cyber Scarab and
the Alter as well for having like a junction box for adding multiple shitty add-ons.
Yeah, for doing more add-ons, which was essential for the Hacker Hotel badge because the add-on connector was in the wrong spot. But yeah, it's there's a few things there, and there's more to come. So just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little, really basic kit to put together. But there is so much out there. If you're looking for basic stuff, look at Velleman kits. If you're looking at a multitude of kits with improper documentation, go to AliExpress.
There's an extra challenge to find out how it works.
There's Hummus Hex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's her name? Miranda?
I don't know her. Emily.
Emily. Yeah. Yeah.
So Emily also does really cool
workshops on CCC.
soldering kits. You can usually buy at CCC, but I think she should have a let's see. I think I got the Dragonfly. Yeah, I got this kit, but I couldn't finish it because I didn't have enough LEDs, and since then I lost a few more. But I haven't seen a link to where she sells them. Oh, on Tindy. Cool. She has a Tindy.
Cool.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So Tindy by itself is a great place to buy PCBs. The thing I like about her boards is what you can see. It's always those little bit like Celtic knots and really milled out PCBs, which are quite hard to do.
Yeah, I did the intro to Arduino Shield.
This one.
Yeah. As it is something that will allow you to learn about how to solder pin-through-hole devices, but also a few SMD capacitors and resistors.
And like one of those really tight pitch LEDs. Yeah, there's enough on here to make it interesting. So, get... it's another one of those shops where you just need to have a look at.
Yeah.
Emily Hummus makes...
Yeah, and she's
cool
like
stuff.
really kind person.
She did an awesome talk on CCC a few years ago. I think 34 or 35 C3. Maybe someone can find it on the CCC video archive and link it in the chat because it's well worth looking at her process and how she designs boards from a different perspective than a regular engineer does, because that's her trick. She designs the shape first, the art, and then adds a circuit to it. So that's really cool. And there's loads and loads more. But the thing with kits, especially when you get them from AliExpress, you're not always sure it's going to work as you expect it to do. But still, it's funny. There is giant LED towers, those LED cubes, and but entire buildings made out of LEDs.
Yeah,
you can just buy and put together.
I bought one and built one, and I tested the diodes, and they worked. And then eventually, I was halfway the tower, and it did not work the way I that I thought it would work. And then I reversed the diodes, and then they worked better. That's not how diodes work. So
let's try to find it.
Yeah.
I think it's
this
one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The Canton Tower.
Yeah, and
so this kit will cause hair pulling because it's, as you can see, it's an incredible build.
No, but you get a template for it to position the LEDs in different shapes, so you can make the rings and solder them really easy.
Oh wow!
So there's even
Why? Oh, you can. They're having like, hey, here's Wi-Fi. That's one of those ESP1 modules.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you can add that to it.
It was not on my kit. Oh yeah. Now you see the.
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a cool. Oh, this is the.
Yeah, that's the template
frame.
For the frame. Yeah, for
so
it.
Yeah, it's like 15 euros.
Yeah.
Including shipping, and that's so. Well, if you want to do something like on the level of doing a puzzle or like a diamond painting or something like that's so tedious that it becomes soothing for your brain. And if you have the patience for it, go for it.
You can split it over multiple days, as you can make just one row at a night or whatever. And the cool thing is that if you look at these animations, it's like full color, but they only have 2 pins.
They use
timings.
Those auto-cycling LEDs, probably.
Yeah, they do.
Just switch them off often enough so they don't go.
That really creates an epic animation.
Let's type in electronic kit. FM transmitter. So if you want to be a pirate, you can. Little Christmas trees. There's a lot here.
They have some persistence of vision stuff as well, where you have like a ring of LEDs that rotate and.
Yeah, and there's kits with even Nixie clocks are there.
Oh wow!
But yeah, there's so much you can just get.
And some thing that I really liked was diffusible clock.
Diffusible clock.
Yeah, there's not on AliExpress. It's like.
I know what you mean. Like one of those alarm clocks where you have to
cut a wire.
Do stuff to make it go away.
Yeah. So the basic thing is create a diffusible clock, but it will show like a gallery of what people did with it. Like use it as a prop for a movie where it had like TNT inside or like a nuclear thing, and it's like an entire. So especially for escape rooms of.
Cool.
Presents, surprises.
Yeah. Seeing if there's any kit I remember of being fun or not fun. With stuff like the clock kits, don't assume the clock will be right all the time, but it's still something nice to build. There's much there you can just get for a few euros if you want to get the solder practice without designing schematics yourself.
The thing that I really like from CCC is the Blinken rocket. I don't know if you can get that online.
You can.
the idea behind it is it's a 8x8 LED matrix thing that you can program using audio. So you use your telephone to design stuff online in a web GUI. And
this is the original one.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a Nokia screen, or
yeah. This was 2011.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a long time ago. But this was actually the first CCC badge.
Oh, cool.
For a camp.
Yeah, very cool.
But the one you're referring to I think it has the LED matrix. Right?
Yeah, LED matrix that uses what was again? Where you had like the LEDs in reversed order, so you can send different values to.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cool thing is it generates a sound, so you can use the headphones to program it. So you don't need a computer to program it.
Yeah, that's something I liked about that design.
Yeah. How does it work?
Well,
something was in the Hacker like your Hotel as well, right? Or was that more
badge,
UART?
Yes, both.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not sure. Hacker Hotel worked through having voltages.
Yeah.
There was also, and it was also basically a lie.
Okay.
For the badge sex things, where you connected the badges together, you saw all the stuff working and emulating that they were communicating. They weren't. They were just like, hey, I put up voltage 0. Whatever volts, 1 volt, 1.5 volts, 2 volts, and on the other side you measure it, so you know which type there is.
Yeah.
And the whole communication actually was done within a millisecond.
Yeah. Nice.
But we forced the whole animation on people, so they had to talk to each other. The length of time it took for the badge sex to happen was just long enough to make it awkward to stand there in silence. So you had to make some small talk.
Really liked it. It was like with the Shah as well. I think Rabouf created a game for people to meet based on the MAC addresses and the colors and
the Shah 2017 game.
Yeah.
He did that completely in secret. We didn't know.
Oh, okay, wow.
And it appeared in nice obfuscated code, which people then hacked. Which is good.
Yeah.
Also, my webcam is blurry. Why are you blurry? Let's
that's
try
like
and focus.
Shutting down more and more devices everywhere.
Maybe your devices are trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. But for the communication to your computer, there was a separate actual UART port. So. But what I think the Rocket does is basically like your old ZX Spectrum or Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Like basic audio, what do you call it? Filtering and then pushing it into a byte. Hi, do you know history well? Shalbus asks. Hi, Shalbus. What are you going to talk about in the chat? Are you an actual person or are you a spam bot? I'm curious. But Crazy and Bookworm both linked to the talk by Emily Hammes.
Yeah.
I recommend you see that because it's nice. And she did it. I think she did the first talk of CCC that year. And it was good.
Yeah, cool. And do you know of any badges that use like a template for doing...
Shalbus, this is not really something we are going to talk about right now. No, sorry. Go bug someone else. And if Yillis grabs the moderator tools, we can just kick him out. Badges that do what?
Not badges, but like circuit boards where you can use a stencil and use SMD, like more complex stuff. Like.
Okay. I haven't seen kits that come with a stencil.
Oh.
because stencils are relatively expensive compared to a board.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, apart from the soldering training by, forgot his name again. Clement, yeah.
Yeah, but he reuses the stencils all the time.
Yeah. I know. But everyone has his own stencil, and having something like with commercial value, could be cool. But
I
as
agree.
well.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
But basically, get any kit. It's like the same as getting a box of Legos, albeit a bit more permanent.
Yeah. True. Let's call it a day. We are about
almost
to make
3
it
hours
3 hours. So I think it was a fun one. We did a lot. We were able to add some software to the M5PAPER that I didn't do before. I was able to revive an M5 stack that I thought was dead. You showed a cat, the Garfield without Garfield. So
I did a thing.
you did multiple things.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really nice to have you on the stream, man. It really adds a lot of value.
It's a nice filler for the Saturday evening.
It's a cool hangout, like for people.
Yeah,
the usual suspects.
Next week is December the 5th. And for those non-Dutch, that means it's not really a holiday, but it's usually a family evening. I'm not sure if you celebrate Sinterklaas, Gilles?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not doing that either, so we might both be here.
Yeah. If you like, hang out. And,
grab your chocoladeletter and kaartnoten, and we'll do a nice one. I promise we will not rhyme too much, which is also a Dutch tradition for that event.
Yeah.
So but if you have any ideas what you want us to see us do next week, I'm hoping to have an M5PAPER then and actually do stuff with it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like do some stuff on your end on the M5PAPER, and I want to start on the Matrix Squared. We need to like set up an environment for people to collaborate. There's now, I think, 6 people with a populated M5 Matrix board.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So
I'm still.
And there's people asking for the Gerber file. So.
Still? Oh, sorry. I should put them on the GitHub. I'll have a look where I left those files and put them somewhere. I'm sorry.
Nah,
but there's people wanting those?
Yeah, wow. Actually, I'm out of boards now, so...
oh, wow. Yes, then we totally should. And did you already get the case for it?
I've seen the case. I touched the case, but I thought instead of buying one online... I think this should be my first experience with printing one myself, like on RefSpace.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah,
so
sure.
That's like an idea that I have because I never printed one. Yeah, I did some prints on like a really old 3D printer, but it was like whenever the firmament stopped, it was like over with the print, so it was not able to.
Yeah, there were the older printers didn't have a sensor to detect that they ran out of filament and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's so cool.
But it fits like a glove, so I really like what Puts did, and he was a little scared that it did not work like with the alignment. There was like one thing, did it work with the alignment of the PCB on the bottom board, because that was like really tight. It did, and it closed very good. So that's something that I still want to do. But he put the designs online, so people are able to print those. So.
Yeah, I'll get on publishing those KiCad or KiCad, whatever you call it, files and the Gerbers as well. So you can order them yourself if you're crazy.
Yeah,
and if you not like crazy A, but crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool. Very interested to see what people come up with in terms of applications for the thing, because it's something I have no concept of what would you do with 16 parallel ESP32s.
Yeah, what would you do with 7 Raspberry Pis on the board?
Yeah, the same. I think I own 3 of them.
Yeah.
A Pi 0, a Pi 3, and a Pi 400.
Yeah.
But then again, if you look in the drawers here, there is so many ESP32 boards. It's ridiculous. So.
Yeah, it is, but you can never have enough.
Yeah, well, anyway, have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.